Hey everyone, this is Rachel and I'm here for another episode of Lift and Sketch with Christy and Rachel. Today we are using this sketch from Laura Whitakar, and I'm going to be working with the Scrap Room Doubleshot Kit, which is the Hazelwood line. And a funny thing happened, I bought a mystery box and ended up getting all of the papers for the Hazelwood line, so I went ahead and just kind of put them together just so I'd have more paper choices because I really love this line. I was super excited to get it. I really adore this dark blue paper, but the pink works better for my subject matter of Mother's Day. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one, this floral piece on pink, and it also has some script words like love and lucky and believe and it's missing something, let's add a doily. I think that's kind of my go-to thing now. I'm like, it's missing something, it needs a little softness, let's add a doily. So I take this cut apart sheet, and I'll be totally honest, I don't know the names of this particular line, but all of the paper is from the Hazelwood line. I'm using quite a bit of the cut apart sheets, which is unusual for me. I'm going to use a journaling block, I'm going to use some of those tags, I'm also going to use some of these little banner pieces to cut, shockingly enough, banners. And I make a little oopsie here. When I go to cut these banners, I cut the blue one fine. Then when I cut between the gray and the pink one, I cut too far. I need to replace the batteries in my Caterpillar crop. And instead of doing that, I'm just kind of tabbing it until it brightens up, which isn't really working, but I've just been too lazy to go and get new batteries because, it's so hard to get a new battery. Okay. So what I just do is I trim that gray one so it's on the narrower side, and I'll be fine with it. I'm just kind of looking through. So what I do with sketches normally is I just kind of look through what I'm working with, whether it be a kit or a line or whatnot, and see what I have that will mimic what they use in the sketch. I do the same thing when I'm doing a lift. So they have a piece of paper in a frame, what looks like in the sketch. So I'm using a 3x4 journaling card. And I'm also using a 4x6 journaling card, and that's going to rest my title and my journaling and also a little embellishment cluster. Now I'm looking to use these smaller pieces as banners, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim them apart. There are actually on one of the cut apart sheets some pieces that are already cut into the banner shape, but the colors just don't work, and I try to use them in a little bit and you'll see that. So I use the butterflies and then the pink on pink plus pink on white plus signs, and I was trying to decide which of those tags to use, and I decided to go with the blue just because there's so much pink already, and then it's resting on that black and white. It's not really black, it's a very soft grayish black like a chalkboard. So I wanted to bring some more blue down to the bottom. And then I'm going to glue stuff and mess it up because, it's me. Alright, so in the sketch, the title actually rests on those that banner piece, but because I'm using a pattern piece for the banner, I decide to have that white journaling card instead. Now, as you can see, instead of doing a horizontal band of stuff on my layout, I'm making it a vertical band. I should have probably mentioned that at the beginning. For me, I had these two 3x4 photos, but they went horizontally rather than vertically, so it just made sense to go ahead and make my entire layout just run down the right hand side rather than run across the upper part of the layout. Now I'm gluing everything together, as I said, and why I'm doing this is I want to throw down some mist on the background of my page, so I want to get all of my papers, because I'm doing one big block as my main scrapbooking area, I want to get all of that so I don't waste my mist and then cover it all up. I do actually end up covering up a good bit of it, but not all of it, so I am okay. So I'm going ahead and doing this bottom part, and this is where I mentioned trying to decide what to use as those banners. That particular tag says biggest fan. It's not something I'm necessarily ever going to use, so I felt free just to not bother to trim it off and just use the whole thing. I've got some Jenny B Blue Mist, and this is from Shimmers Paints, and I'm going to, as I said, put down some on the base, and while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and get my title down using these L Studio black stickers, and I start with the Y, and then I'm like, wait, no, you don't need to do the Y. You just start with the M because you don't really care where it ends. You care where it begins. Hello. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this down. And it's not the easiest thing to do on camera because instead of working on a 12 by 12, I'm just working on this smaller piece. So my, oh sugar, what's that thing called? My T-square ruler, it kind of comes up off the thing because there's a lip on it. So it just took a little while for me to make sure it's actually on straight. So once I get this down, I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling. And I'm just talking about how Mother's Day is actually a bit of a rush for us. My nephew's concerts, for some reason, always fall on Mother's Day. He goes to a band that's held at a college, and because it's May, it's a music college, and so there are tons of student performances, so they kind of have to get in where they can, and it just seems to have lately fallen on Mother's Day. So my best friend's mom, and we're actually at my grandmother's house so I could see my family for a bit, and so it's just kind of a rush for us, but we still like to sit down and enjoy a little bit of Mother's Day. So, okay, my paper is now dry, and I've glued my piece down, and now it's time to embellish. Now, my little plastic envelope that usually holds the bits and pieces I have popped open, so I had wood veneer all over the bottom of my bag, so I had to kind of dump that out. So, I am going to be using the 6x12 sticker sheet that came in my double shot kit, along with these wood veneers from Studio Calico, and what else? Oh, some enamel dots. I'm keeping it pretty simple. My background is pretty busy. I've got a lot of elements going on this page, so I'm trying to keep the embellishments on the simpler side. So I'm going to be using these heart stickers along with these butterfly wood veneers, and then I'm going to add the floral pieces as well, just to kind of elongate my block of embellishments and photos and journaling and title. So while I'm doing this and I'm just embellishing my little heart away, I'm going to mention two things. First of all, I'm still trying to make my fine line bottle eke out without having to buy a new one. If anyone has any idea of something that works besides the fine line bottles, I just can't use the glue the way it is. It comes out way too thick for me. If anyone has an idea, just, shoot me a comment. That would be super awesome. Second of all, I just want to say make sure you go over and check out Christy's video. We had a little bit of a snafu and a mix-up as to who was doing this lift and the sketch in what order, but I'm sure her video is awesome. I haven't had a chance to watch it myself yet. I have been very busy this weekend. I'm actually doing this right before I put it up. So I will be watching it hopefully later this afternoon. I also add from my personal stash this Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams word and phrase stickers along with these basic gray enamel dots. Okay. Back to talking about Christy. I just want to make sure you head on over. I will put a link to her page in the description box below the video. Also, we will be doing a lift and a sketch for next month in March, and after that, if you don't know, Christy is going to be having her second child, so we're going to be taking a little break and giving her some maternity leave, so to say. So we won't be back for a couple months, but I promise we will be continuing our series. I think we both enjoy doing it very much. So I just wanted to make sure I got that out before we reach the end of the video because I went ahead and cleaned up a bit, but we are almost finished. I'm debating right here as to whether or not I want to add something else, and I decided, you know what, yes, I do want to add something else. I want to add a little bit more mist, because even though you can see it, I'm not happy with the amount you can see. In the original sketch, there is quite a bit of mixed media around or underneath the photo, so I wanted to add a little bit more. So in addition to the Jenny B Blue, I also add some Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine. Oops, my roommate dropped her lunch. And hit my tripod. Okay, anyways, and I also add some Shimmers Black. So that is going to be it, doing a little bit of a cleanup of that mist, and we are completed for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. I hope you have a great day, and bye!